Yeah, come on. As the room fill up, be sure to hit the like button. Sharing is caring. Share this content around and across the globe. Mama said there'll be days just like this. Come on. Let's get it. Yo. They say ain't no party like a cowboy party. But what about a Law Nation groove? Come on. Let me know if you're rocking. Let me know if you're dancing. Let me know if you're with the beat. Stand to your feet, baby. Come on. All right. Yo. Hey, let me know if the audio's straight, too. Let me know if everything is good. Let's get it one way or another. 5, 4, 3, 2. When you gonna start, Law? Hit that start button. I'm right here, baby. I'm right here. Riggs! I'm getting too old for this, Rex. Where you at, Lo? Come on. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Come on. 5, 4, 3, 2. Yeah. You must be out of your goddamn mind. Come on. One way or another, appreciate each and every last one of you all for tuning in. If you are new here, my name is Law Nation, and we talk Cowboys football and beyond. And as you see, the Cowboys, the what-if team, right? We are the only team in the National Football League that say, what if, right? Right, what if? If I could mail my heart straight to your love. That's what we are. We the what-if team, you know. And I get it. I understand, ladies and gentlemen. When you're looking at content and you're thinking about how can we get to this level, to that level. And then, you know, we grew up very not fortunate, right? You know, we grew up on little food, right? And I remember growing up, you know, me and my brother, we would sit back and say, Mom, there's nothing to eat. And then she would go into the cabinet, you know, and pull out stuff and say, there's plenty of food out there. You know, there's plenty of food to eat. She will open up the refrigerators and pull stuff. Who's from that area, you know, of being the less fortunate, right? Who's from that neck of the woods, you know? Because I know some of y'all are privileged. I know some of y'all are already multimillionaires, and I know some of y'all grew up with a silver spoon, but we grew up having to split a sandwich in 4 ways so we can all eat it. Who grew up into that type of mindset, right? There's not enough food out there. No wasteful food that was in this household, right? So this is the thing. Yeah, you from that era? Appreciate you, Jay Worthy. Where we had to split a sandwich, you know what I'm saying? Had to split some cornflakes and stuff like that. Had the government cheese, the government peanut butter that was so hard, you know. Don't let it be cold. Shoot. That government peanut butter will bend a spoon in half. A spoon don't have no chance against that government peanut butter, right? So some of y'all, when we listen to the 4-letter, the 3-letter networks, or the people talking about us, and we're not appreciative. We're not appreciative of the wins. We're not appreciative of the feasting, because a lot of people will say, well, Law, you know, those were against bad teams. Law, you know, can you do them against good teams, right? But I'm looking at it like I'm hungry. I don't care what's on the table. We're going to eat it regardless, and we're going to celebrate. We're going to see things back then, we were more appreciative. We prayed before we eat. Even the little bit that we had, somehow we were still not absolutely hungry because somehow the food expanded in our bellies, right? And we were happy. We went out and played outside. I think too many people are playing inside, right? But we outside with it. And the Cowboys, they are expecting us to sit back and waddle around in our miseries of the last 20 years or the last 10 years and not enjoy the moment, not embracing the moment. They want us to be having a pity party over our particular team. No, that's not going to happen. We can't be the what-if team, ladies and gentlemen. Some people, this message may not be for you, though. Some of y'all don't know what it feels like to eat a mayonnaise sandwich. Some of y'all may not know what it feels like to just eat a syrup sandwich. Some of y'all don't know what it feels like just to eat a hope sandwich. You know what I'm saying? Some of y'all don't know about that, right? Some of y'all are just growing up on caviar and beyond. But, hey, I come here to tell y'all right now that it doesn't matter. We winning, baby. Don't let them tell you that there's not enough food out there, because we're going to eat, y'all. We're going to hunt, and we're going to take them. And if we're on a bird diet now, we on a bird diet. Yes, indeed. Brenda, all wins are appreciated. I want a Super Bowl. Yes, indeed. I'm glad that they put syrup and bread. Yes, indeed. Shout out to Mama and them. Yes, indeed. That sugar sandwich. Yes, indeed. That cereal with the powdered milk. Yeah. Ooh, wee. Boy, my goodness, man. Oh, my goodness, baby. Oh, my goodness. Y'all bringing back some times, baby. Life like this, I wish raindrops would fall. All right, Cowboy fans. But, I like to go back. I listened to, we're going to pull in some of the audio from this morning on the Darius Leonard situation, him heading to Philly. And we're going to try to speed up the show just a little bit. I know I'm normally earlier around this time, but yeah, y'all know the Law Nation operate like a business. So when y'all see content uploading, hey, I'm operating as a business. YouTube will let you know, hey, man, you're down by 5%. You're down by 10%. You need to post more, So, hey, I'll be working for y'all. I'll be working hard for the nation. I've been working hard. Come on, baby. So I've been working hard for y'all. So y'all do me a huge favor. Hit the like button and share this content, because we did a 3.5-hour feed last night. Me, Lord Bronson, Bad Dog, and Louis T. Boy, and we're going to talk about that in a little later on, but let's listen to these guys real quick. Let's blow it up just a little bit more.
Is Darius Leonard in Philly and not signed in Dallas?
So even though we have the don't let him leave the building threshold, and that's supposed to be, if Jerry's got him cornered and is the negotiator that he says and is the salesman that he says.
Oh, let me stop real quick. Hey, whoever said that hot water cornbread, that's still the best. Ooh-wee. And buttermilk, shoo.
Why did he leave the building? And I understand that as an inclination. It's not common that you see a lot of guys leave a building and come back and say, okay, yeah, I'm ready to sign my contract. Typically, if they want to sign, they'll sign here. But it sounds like there is a absolute determination on Shaq Leonard's part to take his visits. Like, he wants to see what all's out there. So this is something where the more you listen, it sounds like Dallas is, and I think this is what Jerry was referring to yesterday about the competitiveness financially. It seems like, or sounds like when you talk to people, that Dallas can either offer the same or more money than Philly, and would. Like Dallas is not going to be outspent here, if that's the question. So what it comes down to is, how much does Shaq Leonard just want to be a Cowboy? Because everything on the table should check in Dallas's favor, other than, of course, if you're saying, hey, this is all about a Super Bowl for me, he may look at it and say, look, Philly's got the inside track to being the number 1 seed and having home field advantage. Dallas would be a wild card team. We're talking about playing every playoff game on the road potentially. And so that could be a big factor for him. Maybe he's a big fan of Nick Sirianni. He trains a lot with Devontae Smith, is very close with him. And so these are the sort of things that he's likely weighing, but he wanted to take his visits, and he was determined to do that, so he will go on to Philly.
And Zach,
no doubt. So I want to add this to it as well. And fellas, and ladies, never dance with the first lady you see, right? Never leave with the first one you with, right? But you do ride the horse you rode in on. And there could have been predetermined information with Darius Leonard that he would go and see those guys, right? And be a man of your word. Let your words be your bond, right? Or let your words be your balls, as my great-grandfather would say. My late great-grandfather would say, let your words be your balls. And old folks with a second and third grade education, boy, God made those guys differently, right? So I would say this: if a man is going to be true to his words, then let him go on his visits. But that shouldn't be a situation whereas everybody can demand because he going out there to Philly. He just want to see what's going on. Meet it squarely face to face. He's going to see Sirianni. He's going to see Devontae Smith. He's going to see Jalen Hurts and see what they got over there too. And then he might be the ops and come back and give us all of the information. Or if not, he stay over there and give them all of the information. But regardless, we got a game on Thursday. And that's a situation that all of these games is a must-win game. All of these games is a must-win game. Conley, appreciate you for your support. Appreciate you for what you do for the nation. Got a super chat, one of the first super chats here. Like a 401k, I'm totally vested in the Dallas Cowboys for over 50 years. I would go to the smokehouse and hook a ham for my biscuit. Okay, appreciate you, man. Conley, thank you so much. Hey, he vested in this thing. You cut him, it's going to be blue blood coming out in silver. And then he going to throw them hands, right? You ain't going to just let nobody cut you, right? I feel you, bro. But let's go with it. Boom.
Cunningham suffered a hamstring injury. We talk about needs, availability, playing time, how much playing time and how much is going to be on the field on third down for Dallas versus Philly, or for Pittsburgh, or for Cleveland, or for Buffalo, or for Chicago, or any of these other teams that could be in the mix.
Yeah, I think if he comes here, he's not coming off the field. I don't think he's coming off the field ever. And so, or as little off the field as Damone Clark would. So you're talking probably 90% of the snaps that he'd play here. But in all likelihood, he's probably doing the same thing in Philadelphia.
No doubt. That was Bobby Belt, man, for 105.3 The Fan. They went into more and more details. Be sure to check out 105.3 The Fan. They do not a good job at all. Yeah, y'all let them know that I said they don't do a good job at all. They do a great job. So y'all be sure to check those boys out. Salute to everybody, man, for tuning in. So what I want to say here, ladies and gentlemen, before we get into our next segment here is the whole notion of Darius, right? We have this one little issue with the Cowboys. What is the issue? We got youth at that spot. And Damone Clark, he's in his second year playing in the National Football League. And then Marquise Bell, he's in his second year, but in his first year playing at a new spot. So what they're trying to do here is bring in knowledge and wisdom and understanding to the game. There has been some situations and moments in game where we get to the point, right, on the defensive side of the coin, and there are some times and points of the game that we overcommit or we just don't know what's going on, and then we get hoodwinked or we get ran over or we kind of over-pursue. So what we're trying to do is ultimately seal in some of those loose ends. Rashaan Evans is building up, and he may get more and more ticks as the season go by. Keep this on your mental mindset, even with Rashaan Evans, right, is that he didn't play nobody's off-season workout. So we're trying to do like Build a Bear type of moment. We're trying to slowly get him into the mix, and why not make sure that you can double that up with a Darius Leonard with more and more knowledge and wisdom and understanding of the game out there on the field, instead of saying that we okay, we like our guys, right? So the offer will be there available for Darius, but he got to go and do his due diligence and see everything equally. So I don't knock the man for that, right? You know, when your realtor show you one house, you just don't say, "Hey, I want that one. I want that one." And she said, "Wait a minute, I got another house I got to show you, right?" And then you got to check it out. You got to check it out. You got to call the appraiser guy to come over, and you got to call the independent person to make sure that they do the walkthroughs correctly. The house on the outside can look really good. Let me speak on this just a little bit, if y'all okay with it. The house on the outside can look real good, you know, and then when you start walking around, all of a sudden the cabinet doors are not closing right. When you try to flush, the toilet commode not flushing right? There are some infrastructures in the foundation that's not really up to par, but it looks good. Oh, yeah, it looks good. And that's what I was trying to say last night on the round table, but I couldn't get it out like I'm about to get it out now. They kept stopping me. Because here's the thing. Do I, Law Nation, think that the Philadelphia Eagles, do y'all think that I think that they are a good team? Yes or no? I truly believe that they are a really good team. But there's something wrong with the foundation. Oh, man, hold on, Law. You can't say that, man. They 10-1. They beat you all. You know, you should bow down to them. You know, no. And what I was trying to tell Louis T, LB, as well as Bad Dog, and I know we don't play them this week, but we play those boys next week. And I said what I said. Sometimes when you play the game, you have things that's in your favor. Right now, on the last two games that the Philadelphia Eagles played, the strength of their particular team is stopping the run. Their front four is nice. And the weakness of the opposing teams are the ability not to be able to maneuver or move in the wetness of the rain. So when I said rain, all they thought was, oh, man, our team can play anywhere. Rain, sleet, or snow, on the field, in the moon, or what have you. No, listen to me, what I'm saying. The weakness of the doggone Philadelphia Eagles are their DBs. They are ranked 28th and 29th in the National Football League. Is that by chance? No. But what would benefit them is the wetness of the rain. Why? Because teams are not going to be able to karatecize and exercise the football in the air when it's raining. So that's what I was trying to say, but I'm not taking away from them. They are a really good team. Really good team. Really good team. Especially on stopping the run through A gap and B gap. You can't run on those boards. So that was my message. Not saying that the only reason why the Eagles won is because of the rain. Because they were not able to execute against their weakness. Why? Because it's raining. And this weekend, they got to play the 49ers. And I told my brother, hey, take a look at it. Because anybody who understood and know West Coast principles, you throwing on timing routes. There's never been a West Coast team that performed really well in the rain because all of those routes are predicated and predicted upon timing routes, and I got to get my guy to the hitch on this spot. I got to get my guy to the flat on that spot and a drag over the top. And if your guys are not precise on their routes and that they're shaving off on their routes, then things could be very bad for them. That's all I'm saying. But not to take away from them, they are 10-1. They the best team in the league right now, as far as their records. I got a super chat from my guy, my brother Paul. Appreciate you so much. He says, "What's up, Law? Thanks for holding the Cowboys Nation down last night. I try to do my best. Man. You know, I try to do my best. Come on, baby." And I'm trying not to even talk about the aficionados for those who out here said, hey, man, he's talking about only because they win because of the aficionados. No. But I want to bring up a great topic that my guys last night had a segment on the Final Word. And if you guys haven't checked out the Final Word, you must be out of your goddamn mind. Y'all be sure to check out the Final Word, baby. It says, Cowboys. But did he lie? And this Jermichael Finley, and I'm going to play a little excerpt on it. Let's go with it. Let's go with it. Do me a huge favor. Can you break down West Coast offense juxtaposed to when Dak Prescott was playing in the offense last year? Mike McCarthy said, I don't like those stop routes. I don't like those option routes. I don't like that. Can you break? And then they continue to do that. That's something that he said he didn't like. So can you break it down?
Yeah, you good.
That's fired.
Yeah, that's fired, boy.
I try to be, you know.
When I went to Green Bay, man, the thing I saw was McCarthy getting the ball out. He got the ball out. So
Did he lie?
Did he lie? He said, when I was with McCarthy, I saw him getting the ball out. Don't Dak get the ball? I mean,
Yeah.
wow. Yeah.
Okay.
He's talking. Go ahead.
Yeah, because listen to this now. It's like, oh,
It's golden.
watch this.
Gold.
Gold.
the West Coast offense is very intriguing to me. They do their thing. And guess what? You got to be very smart at that quarterback.
Okay.
Now, let's talk about that.
Bring it up.
Now, you remember he talked about being smart at the quarterback. When we go back to preseason, what did they do? Had Dak calling the offense.
Call the whole offense.
You know what I'm saying? Mike McCarthy, boy, see, I'm just over here like, why are the people not seeing how Mike McCarthy really did his thing? But hold on.
One thing Aaron Rodgers was very smart.
Oh, yeah, he's smart now.
And we didn't touch the field often. We was more classroom settings.
Oh.
So we done a walkthrough. We done a walkthrough, prepare for another walkthrough.
Okay.
Then we touch the field.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So that's what McCarthy brings to it, and that West Coast offense. But Dak's got to do more audibles. He's got to audible things. When he see a linebacker doing something,
right,
he's got to replace the ball with the linebacker.
Did he?
Man, all right, so there's Jermichael Finley talking about things that Dak Prescott got to do. Now, for preference, this statement right here, and for more context, this was way before the season started. This was absolutely way before the season started. And we went into details of Mike McCarthy by him calling the plays more, and even Mike McCarthy having more fingerprints on this particular team. And we've seen year one with Mike McCarthy, there were no really change of identity of this team. And one can argue, even my guy Jay Tuck, I think he did a full series on team with no identity, right? Now, what we're seeing now is that, yes, is Kellen Moore, by the way, I know he's in Chargers land, right? Is that particular team trash? Well, it's subjective because we can look back at it and they lost literally 4 games by 3 points. That's what they did. They lost four games by 3 points. I think they lost 1 game by 1 point or something like that. So that team is now considered a team that's not even in playoff contentions because of the way they're not complimenting each other. On top of that, ladies and gentlemen, I get it. Their defense may seem and appears to be trash. But if you put Dan Quinn over there, even in Chargers land, I'm quite sure he will be able to get those boys like Khalil Mack and the other guy, what's this guy name? I call him Trinidad James, Derwin James going. I'm quite sure he'll be able to get those boys going and get things going, even with the Asante Samuel Jr. Going over there as well. So it is a situation that they are a really good team, but they're not winning. And the Cowboys, for many a moons, been a really good team, really, really good team. But we've been on a year, off a year, on a year, off a year. That trend is still trending, huh? The Patriots are an example of a team with no identity. This is from Zach Luna. Yeah, let me give you that. Appreciate you for the super chat.
Wow. Wow. I mean,
let's pause. We gonna pause on it, bro. Ooh.
Wow.
That's
a whole lot of meat.
That's a whole lot of meat. When you add that with what Aaron was saying today.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, he said you got to be a smart quarterback. And Aaron Rodgers, he said you got to be a smart quarterback to do this offense. Number one, because you got to come to the line. Because what did Mike McCarthy said? I'm giving him the full reins. You're going to control this whole offense. So you got to do the checks. You got to be able to see things, and the ball's got to be out 1, 2, 3. Like it's a rhythm. It's a rhythmic type offense. Right. And then I liked hearing the class session, though. That's what I got excited listening with Jermichael Finley when he was talking about. We had a session. Then we had another session before we even got on the field. So we had session upon session. But I will say this. I have a couple of people that was telling me that one of the things they love about Mike McCarthy is 6 days a week. He is really preparing that team. He gets them prepared body-wise. He gets them prepared mentally. And then, a lot of people was just frustrated. I heard people on game day.
All right, so before they go into this next segment, and we'll play one more before I go into the other topic here. Do y'all like the preparation that Mike McCarthy is bringing to the table? Do you guys think that on Thursday night football, will Mike McCarthy have this team prepared? Will this team be prepared to face the Seattle Seahawks? Are you guys old enough to remember we would play a team that we ultimately knew we supposed to be above, and then we just wasn't prepared. We didn't make the necessary adjustments. Can you boldly say with your mindset or with your mouth to say, yeah, this team will be prepared when it's time to play on Thursday night? Law, did you watch the Dak video I sent you? This is from Powell. Appreciate you. Where did you send it? Did you send it to the Twitter? Let me know, fam. Appreciate you. So, yes, a lot of people are saying yes. Facts. I see y'all. Appreciate y'all. Let's go. I love this. What's up? Appreciate you, Verde. Thank you. Michael, appreciate you. Andre, appreciate you. Thank you. The government cheese, baked macaroni and cheese. I was off the chain. Yes, indeed. But now they putting all type of stuff in the government stuff, man. You know what I'm saying? Don't do it now, y'all. Be prepared. Don't do it now, y'all.
And Rodgers did.
Man, my goodness, man. There's some gems right here, Jermichael.
So Jermichael, now when Mike McCarthy got here, I said that Zeke Elliott's probably going to suffer the most under Mike McCarthy because I felt like McCarthy was a passing coach instead of a running coach. Is that kind of true? Was I off a little bit there, or how do you?
He's not a running coach.
He's not.
Did he lie?
No.
Did he lie?
He didn't lie at all.
Hey, did you see his face?
Yeah.
Rewind it, boss.
Yeah.
Rewind his face.
Let me show his face.
He ain't no running coach.
He squinted. Let me show the squint.
Like,
a little bit there, or how do you?
He's not a running coach.
He's not.
Hold on, let me show that face one more time.
That face. Nah, he ain't no running coach, dog. So what that tell you right?
Hey, Jesse, I don't see it. I don't see it at all. Austin, I'll call you Jesse. But Action Power, I'm calling you all type of names, bro. Action, I don't see it in the Twitter thing. So resend it, man, and or let me know what your government name is, because I don't see it in there. Is it the same name that you have over here on Twitter? But neither here nor there. Let me pull up this other topic line for your mind and get to the nitty-gritty pieces of this conversation here. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. Do me a huge favor, hit the like, share this content. Let a friend or a neighbor know where to go when they want to tune in to Cowboys Sports Talk and beyond. All right, so what we have here is a response from Micah Parsons, right? And Michael Parsons was talking about his quarterback. He was really talking about his quarterback like that. He says, but y'all out here pretty much trying to convince Dak is not a top 3 in MVP. And then Emmanuel Ocho, he says, make it make sense. And then they got this little stat sheet for your mind. And then, of course, here's my thoughts right here, because this is a losing type of argument, because it's always a what-if argument. Because even last night, they were saying that, well, the Cowboys haven't played anyone. The Cowboys haven't played anyone. And the two teams that they did play above 500, they lost to them, right? And I was with the understanding that, yeah, the 49ers beat the brakes off of us. There was no room for me to even swing back on the 49ers. If any of those guys were a 49er content creator, I would have just had to say, you know what, you won. You won. We will see y'all hopefully never again, you know. Maybe somehow something else would happen. Sometimes people just don't match up well with teams. Sometimes that's the case in the scenario. And that's just what it is. Shout out to to my guy Charles in Charge, he was even saying that to the degree that, yes, when we faced the 49ers in 94, right, yes, we lost that game. Then, the 49ers jumped real fast on us, right? So in 95 and 96 season, when we made it back to the playoffs, Green Bay Packers did us a favor. Not saying we were dodging the 49ers. Some of y'all are too young to remember, but the Green Bay Packers knocked the Niners out, and then we played the doggone Packers, and the rest was history, right? So sometimes, other teams knock you out. Not saying that the Cowboys would have lost to the 49ers in 95, 96, but sometimes teams, when it's time to match up, you just don't do well against certain teams. That's not a strike against the doggone Cowboys. It could be a strike against Dan Quinn and his philosophy and principle and Mike McCarthy. Maybe because both of those guys cut their teeth in 49ers land. Maybe that's the case. But the same story and the same song and dance could be for Sean McVay. He's literally 1-9 versus the 49ers. Is he a bad coach because he can't beat the 49ers? No. He beat them when it counted the most that year in the playoffs, right? The year they went to the Super Bowl. But he got blew out the first two other previous times. That's just how it is. All right, before I read out these stats, I got Too Cool with the super chat. Appreciate you so much for your support, Too Cool. He says, Rodgers, Brady, Manning. Let the AI speak on it. Let her intervene.
Too Cool $20. Rodgers, Brady, and Manning all won MVP because that year they were playing QB position above all others. They moved the goalpost to justify why Hurts should get it. Play the same damn teams Eagle played except two.
Yeah, I mean, Too Cool. Nothing else I can say off of that. Yeah, you put that out there real nicely. You slam dunking that one, bro. You are. Appreciate you, Too Cool. And back to this convo right here. You're right. I got no rebuttal to that one, Chief. Got no rebuttal. Speaking of Chiefs, right? This season, Dak Prescott, Pat Mahomes, both are 8-3. Pat Mahomes, 2,917 yards. Yeah. Dak, 2,935. Passing touchdowns, 23 for 6. Patrick Mahomes, 21 for 9. For your mind, passer rating, 107.4. The Fan, right? It's not like a radio station. Patrick Mahomes, Money Mahomes, 96.3. The Jazz station for your mind. And then completion percentage 70, and then completion percentage for Pat Mahomes is 68.1. All right, so the first thought would be, well, who had the doggone Chiefs play, right? They played the Detroit Lions, right? They lost to the Detroit Lions. I think that they did lose to the Denver Broncos. But at the time when the Denver Broncos absolutely beat them, I think they was like 1 and whatever, right? 1-4 or 1-2, not 1-2, but 1 and something. And I think that they lost to another team just recently, the Philadelphia Eagles. So when you look at the losses right there, one can argue and say, well, who the Chiefs played, though? They played the Bears, the Jets, the Raiders. Come on, man. That schedule should be easy for them. But let the Cowboys play against those same teams. They would say, oh, man, come on, man. Y'all haven't played anybody. So all of a sudden, when Denver beat the Chiefs, my guy Louis T was like, hey, man, that's family business. You just can't count that. That's an interdivisional game. But nah, bull sugar. At the time, the Denver Broncos looked like what's on the bottom of most people's feet. Didn't they get railed, housed, and rocked, by the Miami Dolphins? But that's a whole nother conversation. And last night, I was also bringing up this point here. All of a sudden, just because the Detroit Lions beat the Chiefs week 1, when the Chiefs didn't play most of their guys during preseason and they didn't have a Travis Kelce out there on the field, that all of a sudden that trumps what the Cowboys are doing. So now a Detroit Lions got better qualifications than us as the Dallas Cowboys when we've been doing it for the last 2 years? Come on, man. I like what Dan is doing over there, coaching them boys up and these sorts of things for the Detroit Lions, but they haven't trumped us They got to beat us first, so I don't give a dog who they beat. They haven't beaten us. We beat them last. But all of a sudden, everybody want to put, oh, man, the Detroit Lions, ooh, the Bills, ooh, who else we got on our schedule? The Miami Dolphins, ooh, hey, man, them teams are winning. Bull sugar. I saw the Buffalo Bills lose to the Patriots. Did the Buffalo Bills lose to the Patriots, ladies and gentlemen? Can somebody, mama, uncle, cousin, help a brother out over here? HBO me. Did they lose to the Patriots? But all of a sudden, hey, man, that's family business, man. Hey, that's just what you're supposed to do to your division. Well, if that's the case in the scenario, what the world happened to the Washington team this past week? Shouldn't that been a closer game? And what happened to the Giants, right? Shouldn't that be a closer game since they are in our division? So on one end, we can say it's family business. In the interdivisional games, you play each other tight, take the record and throw it out the window. But then on the other end, when it's the Cowboys, when we take care of business, TCB put it in the chat. Oh, man, that's just the Cowboys beating up bad teams. Come on, man, I can't make this out. To make any sense at this point. I can't. Solar, man, appreciate you. Thank you so much. Did you hear Keyshawn? I got the keys. Keyshawn Johnson trying to move the goalpost now that the Seahawks are not a winning team because they are 1-3 in their last 4 games. Oh, my goodness, man. They keep moving the goalposts, man. They keep moving the goalposts. Now, granted, I'm still looking at Pat Mahomes. He's my guy. I still got him as the QB1 in the National Football League. I still got him as one of the better quarterbacks in the league right here. You know, I'm not finna say that Dak Prescott is better than Patrick Mahomes. But if I'm an alien from outer space and I'm looking at this, and also you got to contextualize the fact that Dak Prescott in 6 or 7 games, y'all can correct me, the dude didn't even play in the 4th quarter. These are Dak Prescott numbers. In majority of the games, he only played 3 quarters. 3 quarters. I can't make this stuff up, y'all. Let me know if I'm wrong. Or was it 6 games or 7 games that he didn't even complete the complete game, right? So that's another absolute weird number to put into context right there. You know, those numbers could be even juiced to be even more. So that also destroys the straw man's argument or the weaker argument that, hey, that Dak Prescott is stat padding, you know, because that would be the case if he were to stay in the entirety of the game for 4 quarters. And you know what's crazy? Shout out to the great Tom Brady, who got 7 of them, right? Who got all of those rings. I'm old enough to remember when the Patriots, they would never pull Tom. Tom will run up the score. Hey, you would think that he helped wrote this song right here. Hey. You'll think that he helped wrote that song, because they gonna run stuff up over there. Shoot. But let me give y'all this what he said. What this guy right here said.
Hey, Mike, I got to respond to you, but I'm on set because I have to work today. Not sure what you're doing. Yes, Dak Prescott.
Wait a minute. That's shade right there. I got to work today, but I don't know what you're doing. Let's rewind, okay? Let's listen to this dude again.
Hey, Mike, I got to respond to you, but I'm on set because I have to work today. Not sure what you're doing. Yes, Dak Prescott is statistically as impressive, if not more impressive than Patrick Mahomes. But it's not the most statistically impressive award. It's the most valuable player award. I'm going to say something you might not be able to respond to, but I got to be honest. What game would Cooper Rush have lost that Dak Prescott has won? I think one game. The only game I believe that Dak Prescott won this year that Cooper Rush would have lost is the Chargers. That's it. So when I'm thinking about value, how can we say that Dak is more valuable than Patrick Mahomes? Statistically impressive, sure. But y'all still would have lost to the Niners and the Eagles had Cooper Rush played, and y'all still would have beat the Commanders and beat the Panthers and beat DeVito and beat the Giants again. Hit Cooper played. Let's just be honest here. So is Dak more statistically impressive? Yes. But y'all got the Dolphins, y'all got the Bills, y'all got the Eagles left on the schedule, and the Seahawks. Dak can win MVP if he wins them games.
All right. The dude, phenomenal. Shout out to him when his number is called. But people watch tape. And if Cooper Rush is equivalent to what he's saying, that could get a team to win all of those games, even if this particular team, then when they absolutely allow Cooper Rush to test the free market, right, where all 32 teams, including the Cowboys, passed them by for that, no one to know what Cooper Rush would absolutely look like against the New York Jets or the New Jersey Jets, whatever they are. No one knew what he would have going to look like week 2, by the way, or dare I say week 1 in the rain, even though we beat that team 40-0. We don't know. It could have been a mudslide the other way. So I get it. I get what he's trying to say, but never in the history of the NFL that they take stuff away from a quarterback. Never in the history like they do. This dude is moving the goalposts with anecdotal information. No empirical facts. Just hypothetical situations. So one can argue that could be the same situation whoever's the backup quarterback for the Kansas City Chiefs. That can be the same argument. But that's a whole nother storyline. Ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate y'all so much for jumping in. Let me make sure I read all of y'all super chats. Thank y'all for y'all support here. And we got another super chat from Too Cool. Eagles trailed the Commanders and won both games, 38-31 and 34-31. That's just then the Eagles struggling. Yeah. So, like I said, or there's family business, you know what I'm saying? There's family business, you know. If you were to line the Eagles up, let's move the Eagles out the way. If you were to line the Washington fans up, right, and close the door, turn off all of the cameras or what have you, and ask them which butt whooping was the worst, I guarantee you they gonna say, the Eagles may have won, but shoot. That doggone Cowboys made me throw up my Thanksgiving meal. These people was eating turkey sandwiches in the third quarter. Man, come on. There's not a Washington fan. They might show up on camera like, yeah, man. Hey, man, we going to get better draft picks, man. Hey, we going to get better coaching. We going to come see y'all. But nah, you know good and well that sting them because they tried to beat us on Thanksgiving Day. If y'all think that they were laying down, I got Land on the Moon for sale. I absolutely do. Look now, Law, it's under Action Power or Caddy Fats. All right, man, hold on. Give me 1 second. Let me see if I can pull that up. All right, and appreciate you for your support. Cerebral Assassin says, hey, Law, there isn't but 7 good teams in the league this year. So what are we playing them? Why don't we just play them every week? Yeah, you ain't lying. Hey, at the start of the year, they should have, every year they should have only 2-3 games, right? And then everything else should be a flex schedule. If that's the case, if that's the new rule. You notice nobody's talking about INTs anymore, right? You know, y'all notice that? Nobody's talking about, hey, man, how many quarterbacks, who's the leading INT or the turnover guy? Nobody's talking about that. That Too Cool.
Too Cool $10. Doc is playing so great the critics can task is CD and number 1. Yeah, he the number 1 WR in the NFC. Crickets. Doc smashing teams Eagles struggling with. #refs help.
Yes, indeed. All right. So it's a reel that you sent me, right? Is that the thing that you sent me? And I appreciate you Too Cool for your support as well. Dak is playing so great. The critics, they can't even comprehend what they doing. They like, man, what if this is the what if team, right? Yes, indeed, man. All right, so actually, let me see what we got here. You want me to play this reel, right? With the other dude, Nick Wright? Let me see if I can find it over here. Let me see if I can find it. And we're going to try to get it going. Okay. With no audio. Here we go.
Football. And now, when he plays a perfectly clean game, the critique is, why wasn't there more wows when they won 33-10? Once again, we are underselling the overall, what the commentary on this player was coming into the year and what his production has been thus far this year. So Dak's numbers this year, yesterday included, another clean game. He's having, by any metric, an exceptional season. The question people had going into the year, which was, can you trust Dak not to turn the ball over? And I said, well, the entirety of his career, he was 3 touchdowns to 1 interception, which is one of the best in league history until last year. And then this year, he's back 3 touchdowns to 1 interception. Well, look at that. It is Rodgers, Mahomes, Russ, Brady, and Dak as the highest of all time. Tomato cans or not, I think this is going to happen. I think because on Thanksgiving, they're going to carve up the Washington Commanders. Then I think the next week, on another Thursday night, they're going to beat Seattle on national television. And then on Sunday Night Football, when Dak Prescott is for the seemingly 7th straight game, carving up the Eagles secondary en route to going 10-3, Chris Collinsworth on Sunday Night Football is going to say, that's the MVP of the league. All offseason, he was told, take care of the football.
That's a real good one, man. That's a real good one right there. Dog, I had to put some cover over it just in case I don't want the 3-ladder, the 4-ladder network to come get me for the audio. I would say this, though. Nick was right. Shoot. That's his last name, right? Shoot. He might well spell it R-I-G-H-T, instead of how he spelled it from the government side of it. I would say this, though, fam. Damn, he was right. He was right before he said what was going to happen. He said what he said. People, like I said on the opening, they have forgotten where they came from. They forgot about the mayonnaise sandwiches. They forgot about the syrup sandwiches. They forgot about the hope sandwich, right? They forgot about, just splitting the doggone sandwich and cutting it in so many ways so someone else can eat, right? They forgot about putting the water in the cereal, right? We forgot all about the struggles, and now we supposed to be sitting here. I think that every Cowboy fan that complained, they want us to be 11-0. They want us to be undefeated right now and thinking that will be the feel-good story. A lot of people that's watching this show right now, they want us to be what? They wanted us to beat the 49ers. They wanted us to win Week 5 so that they can feel good and they go into those barbershops so that these players can walk around with their chests out, right? And the media kissing them everywhere. And that's what y'all want, right? That's what y'all want. They wanted us to be undefeated, and even within the confines of those particular games, they want Dak Prescott to never throw an INT, to never do a pass that's in between the two on the defense. That's what y'all want. Because at the end of the day, there will be a team that's going to lose games. There will be a good team to lose. There will be bad teams to win and beat good teams. This is what the NFL wanted, parity in the league. What more do y'all want from Dak Prescott?
What more do you want from me?
I mean, day in and weekend, we hear the people talk about these particular things, and every single week, you guys are going to say, well, hey, I promise you, on Earth 12 somewhere, there's somewhere that the Cowboys are undefeated. On Earth 12, there's some way that the doggone Cowboys destroyed the San Fran, right? And the narrative on Earth 12, just tune in. I talked to Dr. Strange. He can teleport you there, right, if you want to go to Earth 12. And they are saying that basically, the Cowboys beat the 49ers, but can they beat them in the doggone postseason? Yeah, the Cowboys beat the Eagles, but can they beat them in the postseason, right? All of those things, right? Oh, man. And on Earth 12, instead of 14 penalties went against us against Week 3, 14 penalties went against the Cards. And on Earth 12, everybody's saying that, hey, man, the Cowboys balled out the aficionados, right? So what y'all want?
What more do you want from me?
My dog C.T. Madden said he need to move to Earth 12. They complaining over there. Hey, C.T. Madden, they complaining over there, man. They talking about putting Cooper Rush in. Hey, start Trey Lance in Earth 12. Start Trey Lance in the second quarter. We seen enough of Dak, man. He throwing too many touchdowns. The brother can't miss, you know. Man, but Earth 12 dope, though. You know what I'm saying? Roger Goodell is not the commissioner. You know, somehow Tagliabue is still the commissioner over there. He's still alive and everything. Is Tagliabue still alive? Y'all, I don't want to age the man. John Madden's still alive in Earth 12, by the way. Boom. Yes, indeed. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. All right, Holly says, let's go, Dak and Cowboys. Stephen A. made an interesting and understandable point about the criticism Cowboy players. It's just sad that our own fans do it. Always loving the show, King. Appreciate you. Yes, indeed. Law Nation for life. Appreciate you. That's the first time I saw LN for life. Appreciate you, man. Thank you so much. David Stern. Oh, he's not alive, so he's alive in Earth 12.
Hallelujah, $10. Let's go, Doc and the Cowboys. Stephen A. made an interesting and understandable point about the criticism of Cowboys players. It's just sad that our own fans do it. Always loving the show, King. LN4L.
Hey, man, I appreciate that. I love that. I love that all the way. With that being said, I got some more stuff. That I want to point out and present. And I think she did a great job too. I think the Up and Adams, the young lady right here, she made a brilliant point that I want to expound upon, and she spoke well of it.
When the star's on your helmet, even winning an MVP doesn't get people off your back unless it comes with, an MVP and a Lombardi. I got tube socks over here and perfume over here. That's what it has to be, okay? He's almost quietly building a case. I've seen some. I was watching, I really watched all the sports shows yesterday, and I saw a little bit of Dak versus Josh Allen and some of these things happening. But we got to give Dak an underappreciated storylines and our underreactions, all of that. Like we talked about that throughout the week. All the shows sort of do it and give love, but this is one that we don't really do on a Tuesday, but we're doing it. I feel, because of the expectations that we heap onto the Cowboys, that the run that he's on right now really isn't being fully embraced. And if you check this out, over the last 5 games, Dak's 4-1. He's throwing for 320 yards per game. He's got a league best 17 touchdowns, just 2 interceptions, sky high, NFL leading, 124.8 passer rating. That's tops, people. He's on fire right now. We're talking about quarterbacks separating themselves. And I do think it's because of the Eagles. It's like no one's paying attention. You got Jalen Hurts meeting LeBron outside of the tunnels yesterday. That's what everybody's talking about. If you look at the odds on FanDuel Sportsbook, and this is really impressive over these last 5 games, he's shot all the way up to 3rd, quietly in the MVP race. I think with the way the schedule sets up for Dak the rest of the way here, I don't know. It's not going to be an argument. He's gonna have the chance to play his way into that award or play his way out of it. He's, of course, saying it doesn't matter, but the schedule I'm talking about is this, guys. Seahawks, which, of course, Thursday night. Eagles, it's a great game on Thursday night. Eagles
Let's
at
pause
Buffalo.
It right here. Let's pause it.
All
right, so we got Seahawks, Eagles, Bills, Dolphins, Lions, and then you finish out with the Washington team. Now, my guy, MJ, he said we're going to run the tables, Law. And when we do that, he gonna send about $200 somewhere to someone, Well, he said $100. He want me to match it and send it over to my guy, 100 grand. I don't think 100 grand need that money though. He 100 grand, but we would send it off that way. He said we gonna run the tables. Last 6 games. It's very possible. It's very possible. It starts on Thursday Night Football. Who agree with MJ? Now the Bills, Dolphins, Those are 2 away games. And, of course, y'all know where my mindset is when we play outside and we don't play on good field. But I think I looked at the Dolphins field. It's pretty good. Not the Dolphins, but the Bills field, right? We don't know what the weather will be like. But if you go back about 30 minutes ago and you hear what Big Mike McCarthy had to say about preparations, or what my guy Big Game James had to say about preparations, I'm quite sure that we will be ready to play in the element. If anybody know how to play in the cold, will be Mike McCarthy, right? So he would know how to get those boys ready to play outside in the element. And that's right, JV, I see you, fam. Salute to you. Shout out to you, the good hoodie. Appreciate you. Thoughts on picking up Marcus Peters? All right, let me finish this out, and I'll give you my thoughts on that.
Miami, with that coach who gets extra size shoes, apparently. We'll have to ask Deebo Samuel about that. Now, you want to put an end to all the Dak slander? Question mark. Do we? Go out there, Dak Prescott. Run the freaking table. And if the Cowboys do that against 4 opponents of that caliber that I just mentioned, because that matters, because all you Twitter trolls and all blah matters, I feel like it's almost it's going to be hard to not give him the MVP. When the Stars...
She was on it. When she started neck rolling at the end, you know, I listened to the ladies when they started neck rolling at the end. She started neck rolling a little bit at the end there. So let's give her a little round of applause right there. She was fair and balanced with that. Here's my stance. Do Law Nation want Dak Prescott to be MVP? Nope. I don't want him to be MVP. Is he deserving to be MVP if he do run the table? Yep. I don't give a dog about MVP. I want us to make this deep run. I want us to punch it in the Super Bowl. And if he can become MVP for the Super Bowl, for the bowl, shoot. I'll be yelling. Hell yeah. That's why I don't care about the Pro Bowl stuff. I tried to say that last night on the show. I don't care about Pro Bowl. You guys shouldn't care about Pro Bowl. I don't care. I'll be really mad when we go to the Pro Bowl. Here's my thoughts on it. When we go to these Pro Bowls, I had to hear all freaking year long the 4-ladder, the 3-ladder network bashing us, spitting at us, mocking us, telling how less fortunate we are. And then for that Pro Bowl week, now they flip it and they praising us. And they're using our good name and our face and our silver and blue with the star on the side of the logo, on the star on the side of the helmet to grow their ratings. I don't give a dog about Pro Bowl. It really turned my stomach in 2021. I wanted Trayvon Diggs. If I was one of those billionaire tycoons, I would have paid Trayvon Diggs my personal money, some of it, you know, to reject that Pro Bowl. Why, Law? Why? All year they were talking about, anybody can do 11 INTs. Look at the yards allowed. Look at how many yards he's giving up. And then they was bashing him. He can't tackle. He's trash. He's not a real good team player. Then we went to the Pro Bowl. Oh, man, Trayvon Diggs and his son, oh, man, they really nice. Look at what Stephon Diggs and Trayvon Diggs could do. Yes, he's really nice. He's a really good cover corner. Just think next year he'll be even better. So y'all bashed that man all year. Then when it got down to the Pro Bowl time, when y'all want to use the Cowboys name, likeness, and all of that good stuff, now you're going to pump them up. And they did the same thing for Dak Prescott. I said, man, I'll forever ride for Dak Prescott. When he turned down that Pro Bowl. Who remember he turned down that Pro Bowl? Dak was offered a Pro Bowl. I don't think it was an alternate. He was offered Pro Bowl. He like, nah, I'm good. since y'all talking bad about me, the man coming out there with a bruised calf, right? That's the year the meat busting through the bone, right? Coming back off of that. And they say, oh man, what Joe Burrow's doing though, with the ACL stuff, it was better, Boy, I like Dak Prescott when he said, man, I ain't going to that Pro Bowl mess. Yeah, no. I laughed so much at the start of the year when the Cincinnati Bengals, and I'm not laughing at the injury aspect of it because we don't want to see players get hurt. But I was looking at Joe Burrows when they talking about he had a pulled calf and all of this stuff, and they said, well, technically, with the pulled calf, he can't step through his throws. He can't have a good delivery on the ball because his calf is just pretty much pulled and is tender and these sorts of things. Bull sugar. When did they ever give us that grace and mercy? I need to know. I seen one time they had a quarterback with a bruised thumb. Not a broken thumb, just bruised just slightly. Hey, man, he would be able to grip the ball better if his thumb wasn't bruised. I'm sitting here like, come on, just last year we had a doggone quarterback with the thumb bent to the back. You know what I'm saying? Like doggone, when you had those drop tops, he had his thumb bent all the way to the back. They repaired their surgery, put surgery on it, put the thumb back together, and people were expecting, the expectations was for Dak Prescott to play like the previous year in 2021 with a broken thumb. And now all of a sudden people are uplifting and praising Jalen Hurts with a bruised knee. With a bruised knee. And he's still running. Oh man, Jalen Hurts doing a noble thing. That's not as impressive as with a broken thumb. Who remember that? Boy, y'all don't like me here today. People like, I'm gonna log off, man. I don't like the truth. I like comfortable lies. Anybody can play with a broken thumb, Lord. That ain't nothing new. Anybody can do that. Anybody can play when their brother is unlived. I think that's a better way so they won't flag me, right? Anybody can play when they lose their mama and them, Sure, anybody can play when they got their meat busting through with the bone busting through the meat, and you put that back together. Anybody can do that, man. I'm not impressed, man. Shoot, it's been 8 years, Lord. Anybody can do this, man. Shoot, anybody, man. It's been 27 years. I heard one person to literally say, well, it's Dak Prescott's fault for 27 years. Anybody can do this. It's crazy. But shout out to the lady right here. Shout out to her. I like, we will have Ashley Baker on a little later on today. And she said, I can hear the excuses because she's thinking about running the table as well. She's thinking about running the table. She said, I can hear the excuses. After the next 6, Seattle wasn't good when y'all played them. And my guy just super chatted what the doggone Keyshawn Johnson is saying about that. Philly was coming off of a tough game against the 49ers. Yeah. Bills sucked anyway. I wonder what the Bills record, because I think the Bills 6-6 right now, right? That's a whole nother conversation. The Dolphins can't beat any good teams as well, right? And nobody believes in the Lions. What does she got? And then it's the Commanders, right? Hey, look, if everything shapes out the way it's supposed to be, the Commander game will be the let Cooper Rush have the first quarter and let Trey Lance play 3 quarters and see what you got. Let's see what we got out of that. Appreciate y'all. Jalen is in the dog fight for Sunday. Yes. Shout out to you, Donald. Appreciate you, Lee. Appreciate you. He says, me and my dog, Law Nation, is preaching. Appreciate you, man. I try. But people think that I'm just making up excuses when it's context. And I thought that those things matter too, you know. People think that I'm sitting here lying to y'all. And I don't want to lie to kick it with y'all. I don't have to do that. Yes, indeed. But it is what it is. Let them hate. DC for life. Got one other segment to play. Let's go. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. Thank you, everybody. Do me a huge favor. Hit the like button. Shout out to you, let's say. We still rocking over here. Hit the like button, share this content. Got one more segment to go. Let me see if I can find it, though, ladies and gentlemen. Appreciate everybody for tuning in.
We're talking about the Cowboys. You know, Dak Prescott finally in that MVP conversation. Well, he responded to the praise on Monday.
Right. What I say to myself is I haven't done you know what I mean? It's regular season, numbers are great. We're getting wins. That's what's most important. But at the end of the day, we're trying to stack and keep growing this team to make sure that we're getting better each and every week.
What you think? David Tepper. Go watch that. It's simple. Dak Prescott is someone who knows what it's like to be in the spotlight and be the face of the organization. I guarantee you Dak Prescott feeling great about how he is. But he also knows what the conversation is around him. And he knows the best thing I can do now is come here and be humble while I'm balling and say, I ain't done nothing. Because if Dak Prescott steps up there and like, man, I'm killing, look at me, do this. All us going to jump up there and be jerks and be like, hey, well, you ain't doing it in the playoffs. But he understands the assignment. And he understands that he's not talking to the man who's holding the camera or the woman who's holding the microphone. He is talking to the entire country because we all care about what happens to the Cowboys. Lord. So I like that he said that, but I hope in his off time he is enjoying it.
Dak is
he said basically,
ever. I love it.
He basically said, be Kendrick, sit down, be humble. What do you think, Swag?
You know what I like? I like this version of Dak. Yes. Right? I like the version.
No. Y'all still hate Dak now. No. I don't like lukewarm people. Either you gonna be all in or out. Don't be in between. Come on, Swagoo. But let's go.
Ain't buttoned up. I need to make sure I say the right thing. And he understands. He's read the room. He's read the room of conversations year in and year out. And he knows what this stretch is going to mean for him. When we talk about the MVP conversation, there is no question Dak has played at a higher level than most quarterbacks in the league. He's had a tremendous amount of success. The reality is the teams have been terrible. It started against Philly, though, where he played great and in a loss. These games that are coming up before the season, because I said these moments, these is about moments for Dak. It's coming up. Here it is right now. You're about to get in the thick of it. Yes. You positioned in playoff. You're talking about teams that you're going to have to see in the playoffs. You're talking about defenses, especially with the San Francisco 49ers, where you're going to have to answer offensively. Like, I know we talk about the Dallas Cowboys defense and what they can do. When you play the San Francisco 49ers, you can't score 14 points and win the game. You are going to have to go play well. And the way he's playing, hopefully that momentum leads for him to play well. But Dak understands, and he's read the room, that nobody's excited about you beating the Giants twice. And nobody's excited about the Commanders game. These games that's coming up, this Thursday night game, a big one for them in Seattle. And then going into the rest of the stretch. I like the fact that he's reading the room, but I also like that Dak, I feel like Dak took off some stuff and was like, man, I don't give a damn.
No doubt. Dak did, hey, I don't give a damn, basically. All right, so with that being said, now the YouTube stream may be choppy, but the Facebook stream is still good to go. So just jump over to the Facebook side if you're having any connectivity issues here. All green arrows are on my end. I will say this, though. Dak Prescott just got to take care of business, continue to do that thing, and to honor the super chat of what I think about Marcus Peters. I did reach out to an insider for the Las Vegas Raiders, and they said that he had about 13 to 14 missed tackles. He gave up on a few plays, and he wasn't coachable enough to fit in within their system. Now, cancer is cancer. It's spreadable, too. I don't think that the Cowboys would bring him in if he have that type of attitude. You know that this team is a close type of team. and you're going to have to get rid of one of your younger guys to bring in an older guy like a Marcus Peters. Now, is his particular skill sets better than what we have on the bench? Yeah. He'll be a good, valuable asset there. But for a team-wise, I don't think that will be the groove for the Cowboys. I don't think that will be the situation for the Cowboys. So I would say here, we like our guys. Now, granted, my guy Willie T somewhere in the chat, he would say, well, Law, that's bullshit when you talk bad about Jordan Lewis. No, I'm not talking bad about Jordan Lewis, but he is our fourth best DB on the team. And he is the guy that most people will look at on this team as the weakest link. But there's nothing wrong with that. It's just that Dan Quinn, when we look at these type of moments in games on how they plan, just don't put J. Lou on the doggone tight end. Everything else will work its way out. I like the way he hustle and fly out to the ball and these sorts of things. But also, I do point out the fact that on some of those crossing routes, he do loaf a little bit. But we will see down the stretch. We got 6 more games to go, and we're going to see what this team can do. I think that the better need or the bigger need for this particular team will be still the linebacker situation. Bring in someone with experiences and see how we can rock from there. Is it enough food on the table, ladies and gentlemen? Let me know. So with that being said, I'd like to appreciate each and every last one of you all for tuning in to these type of episodes. Be sure to hit the like, share this content, let a friend or a neighbor know where to go when they want to tune in to Cowboys, Sports Talk, and beyond. Hey, if you guys like what you heard today, hit the like, share this content, and understand that we are dealing with an unforgivable type of algorithm with this YouTube sides of things. So, sometimes, they force the live users into commercials, so you may miss out. And then when it's choppy, I think it's due to the integrations of the ads or what have you. And some ads takes in more more space than is necessary, and it throws off the system. And that's something that they always trying to do to fix things up. So salute to YouTube. The ad integrations during the live feeds, if I can be any, insight to YouTube, I would just tell them, turn that stuff off, bro. We love the remunerations, but you can put them in on the back end of the video once the video is done. And that will at least keep some of the flow consistent. But some people don't have Prime YouTube, and some people is in certain areas where certain commercials don't show. So one commercial may be 10 seconds long and the other commercial may be a minute, So it is what it is. Let's go and get on up out of here. Before I depart, I just want to let y'all know that at the end of the day, we still gonna get the best from teams. We still gonna get the best from teams. I don't foresee the Seattle Seahawks looking at the Cowboys and say, okay, they just gonna lay down. They got everything to fight for. They in a playoff run. They got a lot of things in front of them that they got to take care of business themselves. But we, over here in Dallas land, can make that short-lived for them. We can have things going in the right direction for us, because we want it too. The way I see it, ladies and gentlemen, I'm greedy. Give me that extra piece of ham. Give me that extra piece of bread. Give me that extra piece of turkey. It's bird week, baby. I want it all. Chickens, Seahawks, Eagles, anything. We trying to eat. We starving over here. We got a PhD mentality. Poor, hungry, and determined. Write that one down. To make things happen. And unfortunately, what's on the menu, and fortunately for us, unfortunately for them, is Seahawks. And we starving, belly touching backs over here. And it's time for us to take over. It's time for the fickle fans to move out the way. This purging time. Because we knew where we came from. We know what happened down the pathway of the Chain Galeys of the world. The Dave Campo, no offense to Dave Campo. Bill Parcells, who was here for a short stay. Wade Phillips, who was here for a short stay. Jason Garrett, extended stay. We know what we've been through. In the words of Boosie, you don't know my struggles. You don't know what I done been through. And we ain't talking about the wee-woo struggles like T.I.'s son, I don't know his name, but he said he struggled. He struggled. Well, we had the type of struggles over here where you can't lay your food on the table. The roaches will come get it. You can't put your food in the microwave. That's the roaches' home. Not saying that I'm growing up with roaches though. But some people live that life. And they're protective of everything. And they fight for every food that's on the table. That's the mindset that the Cowboys must have in these next 6 games. We ain't gonna leave no food on the table. No, 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 no. We're hungry. And we're ready for war. And anybody talk about us and our conditions, we coming. We ain't folding up like a wallet nor a lawn chair. Well, we can joke and talk about each other because we family. But let the outsiders roll up. We finna really, really, really make them duck with our 4 foes, right? Shout out to the powder milk struggle. Appreciate you, Jay Worthy. I always say this. My mom would always want me to leave out with this, and I'm gonna say it till I'm Cowboys blue in the face. But she was a provider. She made sure that we didn't have to struggle for long. So she worked multiple jobs until she got that RN, because she was a school teacher and realized, hey, school teachers don't really pay for 4 boys. Let me go back and make sure that I elevate my mindset. She finished her career as being a director of nursing, the first minority director of nursing in Mississippi, Merit Health Hospital, by the way. First one to graduate from her school, in college or what have you, in her family. I'm the 2nd generation to graduate with a college degree. So tough time don't last. Always tough people do. But the determination always excel you to higher heights. And even in your struggles, you learn to appreciate the moment and the outcome of it and see it through. But if you want a thing bad enough to go out there and fight for it, to work day and night for it, to give up your time, your peace, and your sleep, if all of your desires of it makes you quite mad enough that you don't get tired, and it makes you hold everything tawny and cheap, if life itself seems empty and useless without it, and all that you scheme and dream is about it, if you'll gladly go out there and sweat for it, fret for it, plan for it, and lose all terror of your mind, if you would simply, just simply go after the thing you want with all of your capacity, strength, and sagacity, with faith, hope, and confidence, and stern pertinacity. If neither cold poverty or famish or fame or the sickness of your body or brain can turn you away from the thing you want, if dogged and grim and besieged and beset with the help of Almighty, you will get it, baby. Let's go. We about one love. Hey, come on. One love. Let me see some fire in the chat, baby. And roll those credits. Yeah. Come on. Leave no meat on the bone, baby. Tough time don't last, but tough people do. Yeah. Come on, Cowboys. We built for this moment. Let's get it. Shout out to everybody. Refresh. Trust me, the whole stream is up. It didn't end at all. It's just the YouTubies. Charge it to the game. Who will law? Hey.
Shelf and I'm not feeling it. Search for the one, but baby girl, it's nothing real as this. Can't trust a soul, I keep a hand, but call her too legit.
Until next time. DC for life. Salute.